Ooh, what is that bad boy? This is Eric's new toy, my Benjamin Marauder. This is a PCP rifle. It's a pre-charged pneumatic. The brand is Benjamin. It's a Marauder. It's a 25 caliber pellet that it shoots, and it basically operates shooting via compression. So there's a little chamber here, and it goes. You pump it up to about 3,000 psi, which is why you need a special pump if you don't have a compression tank or what's that thing called? This guy right here. One of these guys, this compressor, it doesn't pump. That's like 200 psi. It's not enough. So you have this special pump it comes with, and you hand pump it. Later on, I'll probably get a tank, so I can just connect an adapter to it and fill it up quicker, like a scuba tank or something like that. But for now, I'm just hand pumping it because it was a easy, cheap way to go. And then I put a new scope on the top. And what I'm using this for is to hunt those dirty little thieves that live in my neighborhood, those raccoons. Um, yeah, they're real cute to look at on YouTube, and they're so adorable until they tear your roof apart. So this summer, they got on my roof, tore my roof apart, tried to nest in it. I made some videos, but I never got them up there on YouTube because I was busy doing a ton of other stuff, and it just kind of slipped through the cracks. So I'm going to show those videos now. But this is what one of the things I'm going to be using to mitigate the raccoons. Plus, we're putting in a Yeah, we're putting in a garden this year, and I would like to try to prevent them from getting into that as much as possible too. So I'm going to be out there sniping these guys at night with this 25 caliber pellet. It's plenty powerful to take down a raccoon. It'll be clean kills, ethical hunting, and but they're pests. And truthfully, there's a ton of them up here, and they've done damage to pretty much everybody's house in my neighborhood that I'm aware of. At least roof damage, and we're getting chickens, and they'll kill your chickens even if they can't get them through a fence. If they're fenced in, they'll kill them just to kill them. So, anyway, I'm gonna cut to the video of me fixing my roof from the summer, and then come back. Got a little bit of snow last night, and you can see over here where we had a little visitor, one of the many raccoons. We got little raccoony tracks over here coming up, and potentially could be a cat. One of our neighbor's cats does like to come through our yard, but I'm pretty sure these are raccoon prints up through here. And this is just, I don't know, just kind of nice out here when it's snows and everything's just kind of blanketed. Yeah, real quick in my front yard too, you can see little jerk footprints right here walking up across my yard some point in the night, and we got some more going up there. Yeah, these are probably the same little jerks that tore my roof apart this summer, so it's gonna be game on pretty soon, hunting season with these guys. Hey, so what am I doing today? Oh, the fun never ends up here for me. I got my safety spectacles on. See? And I'm on my roof. After our windstorm, we had raccoons who probably were displaced when all these trees in my area fell down. Decided they wanted to try to nest in my roof. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I have to repair. I've never done roofing before. And we made a whole bunch of phone calls to contractors figuring it was a repair job. But apparently they make so much money up here that they don't ever call anyone back. They don't even answer their phones. So I'm like, man, I chose engineering. I should have probably become a roofer because clearly they make so much money they don't need more business. So in any case, once I started looking into it and via the power of YouTube, I determined that this was pretty easy, at least the repair job. So I'm going to show you where the damage was. I actually already cleaned it out and pulled the old shingles out before I thought, hey, this would probably be a good video. I think it was in my fury and rage over the raccoons tearing my roof apart. And they're so cute, and I'm now a raccoon hunter. Anyway, I'm going to show you where the damage was, and we will, and I'll show you what we're doing to repair it, and then when I'm done, we'll show you the, finished product. Fun stuff. The learning never ends. All right, so you can see I have a little production facility going on up here. These are my new shingles. I just brought up some old press board that I'm using to cut them to the same, I guess, length, long ways. These are a little bit longer. They're also a little wider. They seem to think at the roofing store that these were about 15 years old, so that would be about how old the roof is. So, and what they did was anywhere, almost everywhere we have little things popping up like these guys coming up through the roof where the flashing is, they chewed up. They were trying to rip it up, and they could get their little grimy little hands around the little edges like this guy here. So I had to replace torn tiny little bits here. I have one here. All around this thing they tried to tear into, so I had to pull more and more out. That's actually my first row that I'm putting in. I got one over here I'm putting in right here, and I had to pull two I don't know if they're called rows, whatever. I'm not a roofer. But in any case, so that was just on this side. And then we have solar, and they pretty much tore along. It's all covered right now in case it rains, but I cleaned it out. I have about 2 rows here all the way across the top, and they actually got down to the bare wood over here. I just have it covered while we're waiting with just made a, you know, I have some wood under there, and while we're waiting to repair, and they got down to the wood here. So my wife's got this stuff. She's slowly tarring it in. Tomorrow we'll be up here trying to get this side done, but for the moment we're just working on the other side. I already cut all the shingles I need. And then I have another row here. This is a row that's got to be replaced right along here. Another one here, and then along here I had to pull. This is all loose. I just left them in there. I ripped these. These are the shingles they tore apart. Like you can see, they tore through here. And then I have another row down here I got to replace. So all in all, I'm spending, this has been about a solid week. I've been on my roof at different points in time trying to fix this stuff. One of the other issues we have is how do we prevent them from coming back and doing it again once we repair it. So in the short term, my wife did a little reading and searching online, and it turns out that people recommended a couple different things. So we have these rocks right now with rags under them, and what we were doing was soaking them in ammonia, and we were just climbing up and soaking rags in ammonia because the ammonia is so strong that they don't like the smell of it. I guess they have a pretty strong sense of smell. And then the other thing, surprisingly, was Irish Spring soap. So we were trying to figure out, we went and bought a bunch of bars, and man, I never used it. That stuff stinks. It's super strong, and they don't like those apparently. So we just tied bars in bags up here, and you can smell it. They've been up here about a week, so we put them just in some strategic places around the roof short term. Like I got rags here, I got rocks there with a rag, rocks there. I got a rag over here and a thing of Irish Spring in that bag. I mean, that's just short term. We're gonna have to figure out a solution, but for the moment, one of the solutions is gonna be me hunting their little dirty butts, because I'm not gonna be up here doing this all the time, but quite a mess, not fun. Anyway, I'm going to start nailing some shingles in once my wife gets up here to help me. She's going to do the tarring. I'm going to do the nailing, and we're going to try to get it going. I got all my new stuff. I'm going to start over here. Got all this cut out to fill this whole area in. Then I'm going to do the one down there. I'm going to do that one. I don't know that we'll have enough time to get over to this side tonight, but we'll give it a shot. And I'll show you some of that once it's done. Crazy. All right, so here's the damage those cute little raccoons did to above my solar panels. You can see all along here. That's actually a fresh one. I haven't put it in yet. I was just sizing it. So that whole row. So that's actually two courses. There's one there and one below it. And then all the way here, there's 3 courses I got to do down to the end. So that was a lot of fun trying to get underneath the solar panels. The solar panels have a couple braces, which I don't know if you can see in the sun. There's a brace right here. There's one about every, I don't know, 3 feet-ish. I think there's one right there, and so on down the line. So, yeah, so that's where we're at. And I'm going to go start fixing this, and then I'll show you the whole roof when it's done. All right, so the way I understand to do this, the way we saw was we watched a few videos on YouTube, and what we need to do is we have some tar that's in like a caulk type gun, and you tar along the edge of this guy. That seals it. We're going to do that all the way around. and then you lay a bead of tar around here. You lay it across, like you can see this is the old tar across here. You seal this edge with some tar, some of it under here, and then you just slide your shingle up underneath. And I'm doing this with one hand, but that pretty much works. You get it up underneath, and then you lay a course of nails so you can see the old nail holes. So you nail through the top of this little section here, and there's a white little line going across, and you put a nail, that's where you're doing your nails, and there is a pattern to follow. I'm not going to try to teach that. If you want to learn that, search a video on how to repair shingles. I'm just kind of walking through my process the way I understand it. And so you sort of see how there's a pattern. It's every so often here and here. I'm going to kind of follow that. We're going to fill these holes in with tar, and we're just going to do just slightly to the right, I guess. And then you put the next one in, you follow the same pattern, and by doing that, you end up with 2 sets in each shingle. So you can see this is one shingle right here, one row, or one course, I guess, and it has a nail here, and that's the first row. So you go put it in, and that would be this row right here. It would be the same equivalent. And then when you do the next row the same way, it actually goes through, it'll go through the next course that I put up here and the top of this one, which makes it more secure. So I'm going to start doing that, and I'll just show you the finished product because it's too hard to do all of it and make videos, and frankly, I'm not sure I know what the hell I'm doing. So we'll see how it goes. All right, just for the sake of completeness, I'll show you. I've got all my new tile. I had some damage around this little guy here, so it's all finished. You can actually, I can tell, I don't know if the video will pick it up, but you can tell, like, this course here is brand new. This is new. This is an older one. I repaired around this guy, so we have some damage there I repaired. We got this guy all repaired. This was all ripped up on both sides. I had a huge bunch missing over here, and same thing over here. All this, I got some new course I ran. I think this was about 6, probably about 10 or 12 right along here between this thing and this thing. And I've got all new tile, or excuse me, shingles along the whole top of the roof. It was kind of tough working underneath there, hammering underneath about a 6-inch lift for the brackets that hold the solar in place. I had to get down in there, and then I put some adhesive underneath the tiles just to seal them better, and that was tough too. And then we ended up doing some sealing around the fireplace. We put new caulking around it. It was all old and chipping, and then I had a few shingles here I replaced, and all through here. So overall, it was a pain, and I'm now a raccoon hunter, but roof is done, hopefully for the winter, and I can take a break. And the fun never stops. So we came down today. My room's all cleared out here. This is the original linoleum. This is something in the long-term plan to get this whole room redone. We just painted it, so we had a place to do our laundry. But I came down today, and there was a huge puddle of water right here, and another puddle of water there, and there was like dry water trail all the way somewhere to like right about here somewhere where my foot is. So what we traced it to is we have a leak into the wall right coming through our, what's that stuff called? Insulation. And this was a valve. This is typically covered. It's just sitting outside. These valves are there's an outside fountain from years ago, and I forget what the other one is. I think they're both basically for that though. So if we trace this line all the way up past the first floor, let me go show you what we looked at there, because we were thinking it was our dishwasher. So let me go show you that real quick. Okay, so directly above where I just was in the basement is my dishwasher. So my initial instinct was that, hey, my dishwasher's leaking maybe, and it's running down the wall or something. So I spent a little bit of time pulling this guy out. This is an old dishwasher, came with the house. At some point, we're going to redo the kitchen, and when we do, we'll replace it. But it was working, so I was like, well, spent enough money doing other things. So that wall back there has water damage. So I was feeling the wall, and it's up a little too high. It's wet, actually, actively wet. It's a little too high for it to be the dishwasher. So I pulled this whole thing out, disconnected it all, And turns out that it's most likely not the dishwasher. So then I go, well, it's coming from above. And I remembered that prior to this guy, which this is my scar from having my bicep reattached in November, right before Thanksgiving. Right after I had my surgery, my wife and I went out for a walk and we looked at a roof and we noticed something. So I'm going to show you that now. All right, if you look on the roof right there, that is a giant brick. So right before I tore my bicep, right after I tore my bicep, I had raccoons revisit my roof, and they tried to get in through the flashing that's around that pipe, tore the shingles up. Since I'm still recovering from my bicep and it's winter, we've had a little bit of snow, but we haven't had much. We haven't had much in the way of rain. I haven't had a chance to get up there and fix it, and I was just holding hope that it wouldn't leak. Well, turns out that that's probably, I went up there and it's not probably, it's what's leaking. So the way they tore the shingles apart, I've got water coming down from above and it's able to get under the flashing, and it's all wet underneath all the old tile, all the old shingles. Now I got to go up there and fix that. So once again, it's the raccoons that are a problem. So when I start hunting them and start posting videos of me nailing raccoons, yeah, those cute little guys, yeah, that's why. I figured I'd show how you pump this guy up real quick. So you can see it's got a little regular compression connector right there. This all came as a package, so I would have had to figure out what kind of adapter it is, but I didn't have to because I bought it as a combo. Once you're done pumping, it's got to go up to 3,000 psi, and I'll show you in a second how you check that. Once you're done pumping, there's a little nozzle under here to release the pressure from the hose, and then you can pull it off because 3,000 is pretty heavy duty. So to pump it, it's already at about 2,600. I was shooting it last weekend. Once you get up into that range, it gets hard to pump. So you're kind of, I don't know if I'll be able to do it while I'm holding my camera, but basically you just push down, and then when you get to the bottom, you have to put a little extra force into it, and then you come up, and then it's just repeat. So, I mean, I know it seems simple, but it's actually fairly hard, and they recommend waiting a second at the bottom and then waiting a second at the top when you're pumping to give whatever machine or whatever mechanics are going on in there time to, keeps them from overheating allegedly. So that's pretty much it. And then the way you know what the compression is in the rifle on the, oh, that's my thumbs, on the bottom when you flip it over, you can see, let me grab it, there's a little gauge right here, and let's see right there. So you can see I'm pushing towards 3,000. So I'm getting there. It takes about, geez, I think it took me about 170 when I got it. It was at 0. It took me about 170 pumps. But so it's pretty fun. I'm looking forward to getting out there in my ghillie suit. And I don't have a ghillie suit. And shooting raccoons. In any case, that's what I'm up to for the moment. When I get out there and I start hitting some stuff, I'll hopefully show some videos. I'm thinking I'm going to set up a nice little dining table for them and put some food out there. Come here, little raccoon. Here's some free food. And then, lights out. So anyway, thanks for watching.